Within those 90 days, we then had a visit from the army. That is when it sunk in that time has come to actually leave. Right? Now the problem is, if you are a Uganda citizen, you don't, well, you're born there, so you just assume it's easy to get your papers, etc. Yeah? So we had to start getting our papers together. Yeah? And when I came here, I actually came here on United Nations papers. Now, one experience I actually remember at that stage, where we were actually standing in a queue to get our papers, guarded by an army, a soldier, and he put a gun to my brother's head because he wanted to stop everybody rushing into the building because it was raining outside. Yeah, and I was actually scared that he was going to shoot my brother. All we were doing was getting our papers together so we can leave. Yeah? So here is a country where I actually believed I belonged to, and this is the country that was actually treating us that way.
I thought, my God, he can't tell this to leave the country in 90 days. How can you? I know he's joking. He is really joking. But no, he didn't. And I left on the very last day. At the other side in Entebbe, I had a suitcase and I had some chocolate. And my eldest daughter, she loved the chocolate, so I took some chocolate with me. Yeah. And the military people opened the suitcase and they started taking the chocolate. And my daughter started saying, "Oh, it's my chocolate." I put hand on her mouth to say, don't say anything, they'll kill you." But that my daughter remembers, "You tried to kill me, mommy."
There were a checkpoint, what we used to call, where these army guys were stopping all the Asians' cars or taxis or buses, and physically checking both men and women if they are taking anything valuable like gold, expensive watches, monies, foreign currency in their pocket. Then they were asked to hand it all over. So it was quite a traumatic experience, where you were just at the edge of your life, at the gunpoint, and you had to reach 250 miles to Kampala to get your documents ready. And I'd seen lots of bodies, unfortunately, shot and thrown in a lake which was about 10 miles from my town. Called, my town is Seroti, and there was a lake, part of Lake Victoria, which was about, as I said, 7 to 10 miles out of my town, where both Africans as well as Asian bodies were floating, killed by soldiers. It was quite a traumatic situation. I personally also had an experience when I took my servant with me, because we did not know where we would end. As I was saying, my mother had a British passport, but her passport had expired. We did not renew it, and so I had to go to Kampala. But before going to Kampala, I had to go to another town called Tororo, which was in the border of Uganda, Kenya, where I had to take my parcels, which had household items, electrical items, to be forwarded to my uncle who is in Kenya, and so he can then finally forward us wherever we would finally settle. And the army people started taking away things from my suitcases, and I went to the army guy and stopped him from doing his job, taking back the new bed sheet and the toaster and all that which he had taken out of our suitcase. And the army guy came and brought his machine gun under my throat and said that, "Look, next time you come back asking for your things, I will just shoot you." So luckily I had my servant with me, and he grabbed me and he took me away from that soldier and told me, "Just let him do what he wants to do, and we will send anything else which is left in the suitcase." So I had to listen to my staff, and that was my personal experience, where I was so near death if I had gone back to stop them taking our valuable things.
So everybody got dressed and said, "Right, okay, we are going." But the military presence was so much at the airport. Going from Kampala to Entebbe, I could just remember everybody just praying that let's get to the airport. And I can remember so many people were crying, and they had gold, they were throwing gold, because they know that the military guys who were at the airport, they were like taking jewelry off, snatching girls, and saying, right, we're going to take these girls, because Idi Amin, I think, wanted all the girls to get married to the African boys. So that was a lot of confusion, and all the mums and dads are trying to hold on to the daughters, and as we were going, my mum has held my hand in one hand, and my little sister, I remember, and this military guy was here holding my hand. He was pulling me one end, and my mum was saying, come on, come on, come on. But he got one of my bangles, and he just kind of just went.